We've been collecting parts for about a week. We got the one-way springs and I forget what it's called. Got the buttons. He went ahead and bought a clutch kit for this thing, which is 2 springs and the fingers. Got some new proprietary bolts, a new belt. Not sure the brand of the belt. Let's see if it looks like it's thicker. It's thicker. I don't even have to pull the caliper out for that. And then a gasket. So I guess that's all we need to do some stuff. I bet if I shaved off that dent right there, that the other ones don't have, that we will be on the dot. That's better. What, buddy? What did I tell you about using that jack? Do you remember what I told you? Yeah. Well, do you remember how you broke it last time? You know what not to do?
Yeah.
What do you not do?
Go try a little bit. Just watch.
Okay, good job. So what you got going on?
Yeah, you.
So this was supposed to be like 70 something, and I have like 60 to 80 psi in the compressor. And what I'm gonna do is just see how far I get this to turn. I would assume if I need it to turn, I don't know, over to here maybe. I think I'd like a little bit more than that. Probably add some air to the compressor. I guess we're gonna see if it moves. Probably could have done that before, but I have full confidence it will. All right, we're gonna start this thing up.
Okay.
Okay.
How about we sit on?
How about you sit on? How about you stay right there?
Okay.
Okay, because all we're gonna do is we're gonna just make sure that it moves, and then we're turning it off because we don't want to breathe the fumes. In fact, we're gonna grab this thing, shove this up on there to where.
Yeah, and go like, boom!
Oh my goodness, you're gonna scare everyone.
No, yeah. Go. The music goes like, mom.
Oh, just a little rev.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Boom!
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. No, because the exhaust pipe's not covered.
Okay.
So I need you to just stand right there, okay? Okay, that is 100% the opposite of what he was wanting. He was wanting engagement off of idle to where he can like creep with it and stuff. And he bought the racing springs. So, I don't know if it's just the springs or if it's the weights. I would say more so the springs because the weights weighed within like a half a gram of the original ones, and that's quite a bit different than it was originally. And it says right here, engagement 23 to 2400. So I imagine clutch engagements, and that's RPM. So, I mean, that's pretty high if it's idling at 1500. So I'll have to reach out to him and see what he wants to do about that. I did see on here if you would like lower engagement than where this kit engages, you can install a red colored spring. This spring will lower your engagement 300 to 400 RPMs. So I don't know if that means 300 to 400 from this number or 300 to 400 from stock, and stock isn't listed. But I guess a softer, shorter spring is what you want if you want engagement off idle. So we're going to see what he says before we do anything else to it. We are taking it off. So basically what he found out is the guy at EPI confirmed that where it says here to put a red colored spring in it, it'll lower your engagement 300 to 400 RPMs. That is not 300 to 400 from or from stock. That's 300 to 400 from this number, which is 2000, and your idle is probably already 1500. So we're going with like I think he's getting a gold spring or something. I'm pretty sure they're sending it to him free of charge. We're gonna pull out the other these weights, and he mentioned how the weights were within half a gram. He said you can just send the weights back. I don't know how they're gonna feel about us grinding, sanding on one, but I mean that's literally them not doing their job is the reason why I got sanded on. What I want to do is we think this one right here was a little sketchy to begin with. I'm gonna see if this thing will even torque to 8 foot-pounds, because I imagine 8 foot-pounds is probably what it should torque to. We'll see. This is a good one. All right, we'll do it on this one and see. All right, so that's 8 right there, and we'll see if this was actually ripping out or not. Oh yeah, that one that's ripped out. So that's gonna get a helicoil, and then
Dad,
yes, buddy.
can we help you walk?
You sure can. Just give Daddy a second, okay? And then this one we were also questioning. Oh, so this one I guess just was boogered up a little bit, and I didn't want to risk it. That one seems good. We're gonna take and try to spread this out. This is 11 3/4 from that mark to that mark, this hole to that hole, center of holes. So we're just gonna take a wood clamp and do this. Like that. And then maybe not have that right in their face. And then we're going to heat this up. And see if it holds form. So what I'm doing is I'm heating it up. Like here's the weak point. Like this is the exhaust. I mean, that's the reason why it's warped, is like all the heat's coming out of here, and you have this much material, right? So we want this to stretch. So we're gonna heat here and heat here to try to get it to stretch. And we're basically gonna heat this up probably until I start seeing a bubble in a little bit. We'll just stretch it, overstretch it, because it's going to want to spring back into shape. So we'll just let that cool off, and then we got 11 3/4 wrote down right there. Me not paying attention the first time. is there's actually a giant groove in here from idle. I don't know why I thought it was machined into it and just rough, but you can clearly see where the belt was just slamming into this thing. So that groove is from the engagement at idle, off of idle, because it should be like touching all the time. It's not touching, and then these weights sling in and just goes pow basically. So he's gonna order up some new sheaves. That sheave right there, that one's ruined a lot. This one is a little bit. If you're gonna do one, you might as well do the other. Pretty sure he's got this puller from a different job that I did on a different Can-Am, so I'll get that puller from him. That definitely uses a puller to pull this off. And I'm gonna take and find something here to patch this up. I'll use like a plastic welder. Basically, I just need to make something that comes over to, you know, like that far or whatever, and just kind of box up this little cutout. All right, for the material, I'm gonna use just this piece of ABS pipe. I'm gonna take like a 3-inch section. I want 3 inches by 3 inches, so I'm just gonna take and split this with the table saw real quick, and then I'll lop it off, and then I'm gonna heat it up and like open it up, and then probably flatten it in the press whenever it's like molten hot, and just get a flat chunk to work with. Okay, I'll just let that sit there for a while. All right, this is cooled down. And let's flex it a little bit, because it's gonna wanna do that on its own. Okay, well somehow we lost a 1/2 inch. I don't even know how that's possible. Okay, it looks like it's gonna work. Unless I measured it at 10 3/4 and wrote down 11 3/4. You know, things happen. Just get rid of that evidence. So there's the curve I need to match the curve of the belt box. I just wanted to get it flat to cut it good. So coincidentally, it's the same curve as a gallon paint can. So what we're gonna do is let's see. Let's measure down 3 inches. That's like all the way down there. So we don't need staples below that point.
Yeah, that side, yeah. Oh, amazing. Let me get that side, yeah. Amazing.
Okay, so there's the final repair. Ground in the staples, that way they're recessed, and then went over it with like a drum sander bit. The only way to fix that's with a TIG welder and a lathe. I have neither. So, and if you had that, you'd probably charge about the same as it would cost you to just buy these things. So, we got new primary, inner and outer, and new secondary, inner and outer. Got the, oh, forget what that, it's got some kind of special name. Got that piece, got the puller. Already checked to see if this would fit right, because I had to, where this has like that step right there, I had to basically grind that down on a different Can-Am. So I double checked to make sure this would fit, and it does fit, but what I don't like about it, it stays that loose even if it's threaded all the way in. We also have an assortment of springs here. The originals, the new stock ones that came with the kit. We got the orange one from the original kit, and then the other orange one in that secondary, and then I don't know what the deal with the second orange one is, but then we have a gold one for the primary too, to kind of see what feels the best. I imagine orange plus new parts will feel fine. Let it rev out a little higher before it locks in, kind of like a stall converter, but not like it's neutral dropping. What are you doing?
Okay.
Airplane?
Yeah.
You about ready to help?
Yeah.
Let me see that shirt.
Why you help?
Okay, hang on. And the brand is Mother Clutcher from Harvey's ATV Parts. So, manufacturer, vendor. So, anything from this point forward that's said good or bad about any of this stuff, you'll know where to go or not to go. Alright, so the first thing to do is, this is for a 400, so it's got 4 weights. And this was only had 3 weights to it, right? And then you can see the orientation of the rollers, right? Yeah, it basically makes a triangle. Whereas these, we just have empty here and here. So there are holes drilled out in this. And then there's holes drilled out in this. So this part I don't think will be too hard. I just don't know how these rollers are in here. So we'll have to pop these off of here, figure that out, and do some switcherooing. All right, we got old weight. It says 470. New weight says 420. Old weight's 32.5 with some crud on it. New weight's 32. They look really close. The new one has more of like a rounded profile, whereas this one has a step right there, and it's not from wear because it's actually got dirt packed in it. So just pulling that one weight out, one thing I discovered that's different than the old one is there is this itty bitty little shim, and it was on this side of it. I can see them on all these on the same side, so I put a dot on all of them. I'm sure that someone else has already done the math to know that the centrifugal force, I guess, would be this way. It's going to try to throw it that way, and it's going to keep it from wearing as much. Wear the shim out before it wears out the actual weight.
See, that's what happens.
That's what happens. Get it straight. Just a little baby tap. Okay, let's see. Oh, one more little baby tap. Okay. Okay, and then we're going to take this one out so we can weigh it. All right. Easy. Okay. Good job.
Is that all those?
Yep, that's all of them. You did a wonderful job.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 32.13. 32. $31.8. Try to put these in order. How heavy they are. 32. Okay, so these two are 32. All right, so we're going to keep those two. Can't add weight to that one. So then this one, just needs to get sanded down a little bit. Let's see if there's any ugly spots that we could just sand real quick. I don't see any. So that looks about the same profile, so we'll just do that. All right, it's moving, definitely moving. I'm gonna get this in like a jig. I'm gonna jig this up and then maybe find something. I'll get some like steel or something, and I'm gonna try to like wedge that in there. If I do that, I'll show you what I'm doing. Otherwise, I'm probably just gonna get like some blocks of wood and get it to where this thing isn't rocking, and then gently tap them out. But yeah, no heat. It looks like some kind of like a Teflon washer or something right there. I can actually pick pieces of it off with my fingernail, so no heat. Okay, I got one pulled from here and moved to maybe here. Probably here, because this one doesn't look set all the way. I'll show you the full process. It's a pretty terrible process. So all I need to do is pull this one out, and then I'll be good. But I'll show you how I drove that one in there. Kind of show you. So yeah, this this arrow means nothing as far as driving the pins in and out. So punch. So I got it out, and then I'm using I don't know, just like this little makeshift table saw table, and I got a hole drilled here for something else, and then pulled the screw out of it. I'm just using that. And this is an M6x1 bolt, just bolt that holds plastics and all kinds of stuff on, because my punch doesn't fit through the rest of the way. All right, yeah, so we got like 2 plastic washers, and then the roller, and then the pin. So if you were to attempt this, the holes that haven't had the pin pushed through, like, they're absolutely too tight. I'm sure this is done with the press, and I started to get something that would like fit in here, and then I had like this feelers gauge to like shim it up the rest of the way, and then I thought, well, I need to make something that actually gets up in this second step area right there, and I was just going to put it in the press, and then that got me nervous because this is cast aluminum. And I don't know if you can see that, but it's shaving off the inside of this because the tolerance is just so tight. And then I would take this in here and get it to where it's kind of tight, and then just kind of bore it out a little bit. All right, so now we have this problem where, since these buttons have been taken off and put back on, you can see it's like flash, where it's like shaving them because it's such a tight fit. And like that one fits. That one's too tight. That one doesn't even fit. That one doesn't even fit. That one doesn't even fit. So I mean, I smacked him a little bit with the hammer. I'm gonna pop them back out, and then just to see, let's get one that's like a problem one. Okay, this one right here. There's no way they mass produced these to be 2 different ones. 3.9, basically 4.3. And let's see, 2.2. So the depth is 2.1. So 2.1 on the one, 2.2 on the other. There's some metal where that didn't get cleaned up very good. Look at that. They molded this thing. How would you like that flying off inside of your belt box into your brand new belt? Getting jammed in between your belt and your sheave. $38.19. So that's all pretty close. So we'll just take these down to like 38. Which one was the good one? This one? 37.75. So maybe we'll go that on all of them. All right, I got them sanded down. I used 150 because everything else is just taking too long. They float whenever it's even. I just can't keep it even. All right, got a little grease on these threads. We're gonna see if this turns into a nightmare or not before I eat lunch. I only got probably about 80 psi in the tank, so oh, that was enough to do it. Luckily that thing wasn't on there too crazy. Oh, kids over there going fast. I'm making sure that that feels like it's going to fit good. Basically, just kind of push it on there and then see if it's like getting stuck already, which it is. If it wasn't, I would put valve grinding compound on this and then take this thing and then spin this on here. And what it'll do is it'll make it real dull where it's etching it, and it'll still be shiny where it's not touching. And you're basically just trying to get the whole thing dull. And that's what you should do anytime you're doing like a flywheel that's got a keyway and it's like shearing keyways. You want to make sure you get that interference fit good. How fast do you think this orange spring's going to make it go?
Really fast.
Really fast.
Yeah, I can shot the good and pop a wheelie.
You think it'll pop a wheelie now?
Yeah.
We'll see. How about you hold this bolt for me?
That means to do
All right, let me get the bolt. Oh.
Can we help?
You want to help?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything you can help with right now. Trying to get the belt work to the outer lip of the clutch. right, so it's still doing the opposite of what he wants it to do. So then this is what we're gonna try. So we had a feeling the sheaves were only gonna do so much. So this is the next little step. Don't be behind it. Stand over there. Feels like something is off. I can't really put my finger on it. Like, it definitely doesn't like that amount of slop when it's trying to engage. But I can see, like, you can see this nut turning. And that's the slop that's in between. I mean, the gear mesh obviously is a little bit, but that sprag back there before it engages in these, like the fingers on the back side, which is just the design of it. Well, it's definitely much better with that gold spring in there. Get it out and take it for a test drive in a little bit. Oh yeah, that'll be fun, won't it? Okay, so I test drove it and everything functions as it should on a test drive. It has good engagement off of idle. If it idles at 1500, I'm just guessing on that, then it probably engages at like 1800, like the initial engagement point. So one thing that's very pronounced is the clicking of the one-way bearing. That, which is essentially that turning, right? Or rather, this is stationary and the belt's keeping it stationary and all of this is turning, but same concept. So that doesn't sound near as loud, and that's because I have anti-seize in that, and that came with the grease that they supplied, which I don't know what kind of warranty is on any of that, but I'm not tinkering with it. So that does have quite the loud tick for that one way, which I'm sure it'll, you know, only wear down those sharp edges to where instead of it coming off and going tick, it'll eventually roll off a little smoother. Start it up real quick. So, normal. So, this is the shape that we're going to try to make it into. One thing to note, let me see if I can get this better, is that look like a middle finger? Does that look like a middle finger to you? You know what, that could work just like that, actually. That's crazy. So yeah, that actually did work. Actually, all right, I'll leave it on there then, whatever. And this stupid middle finger thing. Like, I kind of get it, the middle finger thing. It's hooking in so it can't fall out, but obviously it didn't work because there's one missing, right? So, and the fact that they're discontinued, that's the middle finger. That'll probably hit something under the seat and we'll have to throw that away anyway. It's just life. That's just Can-Am life. It's a Can-Am thing, bud. You wouldn't get it.
Get what?
It's a Can-Am thing. This right here. This thing that we made. It's probably going to hit something right there and we'll have to just throw it away.
No, won't.
You don't think so? You don't think that's a Can-Am thing? Huh, okay. Alright, where's your glasses? Let's get to work. I don't know if I recorded that or not, but I drilled that one out and put a helicoil in there too. That was the questionable one. But yeah, I actually did that.
It's like that.
Yeah, we'll get it up in there. Can you do that?
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're real strong, aren't you? Well, you gotta, yep, get it on up in there. Is it going?
Yeah.
You think it goes like that?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
That was pretty good, don't it?
Yeah. That will be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
So we're missing a bunch of body bolts and then over there too. So we're just gonna convert them all to these Rule King bolts. All right, is it on there?
Nope.
Not on there?
Yeah.
No, it's on there.
No, it's over.
You got it. I did a little something with this. It had this piece in there and it's dry rotted, right? It's the little rubber strap to hook that down. So what I got going on is just a zip tie, hooked around a zip tie around that ugly hole that was already there. And that way, this can be pulled like that, and it'll keep it from flying off. Okay, I'll get it all the way there.
Yeah.
To 70.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we can do all that. And we only get it to about 20.
Right there, boy.
Was that fun?
Yeah, can you do it again, Mommy?
So the harsh engagement is gone, as you can tell.
Yeah, me bye.
Barely give it gas and it barely moves, which is what we want.
Yeah, me bye. Can you do it again, Mommy?
I'm gonna do a little vroom vroom. All right, don't hold it down.
Watch this side.
Yeah, I think you peeled out a little bit.
Stop. We go to a park here.
Yeah, I don't think we need to change gears. You know, what gear you want to be in? We're in low. Low is where we want to be, up here. It makes it the torquiest. All right, move your hand. Hold on. Yeah, it's definitely peeling out, isn't it?
Yeah, can we do it again?
Leaving a peel out now. Nope, not whenever you're aiming towards Daddy's truck. Here, we'll try to put it in full-wheel drive. There we go. We got that new light on. You see it? All right, now we'll see how fast it takes off. That was pretty fast, wasn't it? Maybe we'll try to power brake it a little bit and launch it. I don't think it's quite gonna pop a wheelie. It moves okay though. All right, well that is it. I would have liked to get a little bit more riding footage, but this will probably get picked up tomorrow. So that's all she wrote for now. Get rid of some of the evidence. Don't let the girlfriend know I tore the yard up. We're not going to tell Mommy we tore the yard up, are we? Oh, we are?
Yeah.
No, I don't think we should.
No.
I think it should be a surprise.
What?
It should be a surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be a surprise.
So that will show you a survival.
One Daddy's gonna walk around this thing and tell everyone thanks for watching. And then we can go play some chalk.
Dad, you always can play this.
Some frisbee?
Yeah.
Okay, we can do that. Say thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.